All right, how's everyone doing? This is Hala Pablo. Let's do Bitcoin. Let's get into Bitcoin. Look at it real quick, real brief update. Let's see, Bitcoin price crashes below 76,000 as Kevin Warsh sworn in as next Fed chair. All right. Um, so I don't know why that precipitated this wipeout. A lot of Oh boy, there's been big liquidations. Bitcoin seemingly stable and dull price moves over the past couple days came to an end hours ago as the asset initiated a notable leg down that drove it to a new multi-week low of well under $76,000. The latest rejection came just hours after Kevin Warsh officially became the 17th chairman of the United States Federal Reserve. So we know that Jerome Powell stepped down. This guy came in, and Bitcoin took a nosedive. He was sworn in on Friday. I don't know why this effectuated the Bitcoin sell-off, but it has, and so that just kind of adds to the FUD here. Massive Bitcoin transfer wave sees nearly 10,000 Bitcoin flow into exchanges. You know what this means? The only reason you see Bitcoin, you see positions enter the exchanges. It's because they're fixing on unloading them, selling them. So obviously, right? Should need to explain that. So that also is contributing to the FUD. Let's see, Bitcoin erases $77,000 level as bear's eye negative may close. And is there anything else? Michael Saylor says Bitcoin would be trading at 40,000 to 50,000 without MSTR. All right. And yeah, so there has been massive Bitcoin liquidations. I forget how much. Several million so far. Where did I see that? Bitcoin upper trend line resistance is holding price back and it pushed below 60,000. Bitcoin price predictions. New strategic Bitcoin reserve bill drops 1 million BTC purchase target. And so on and so forth. Here we go. Bitcoin falls under 76,000 after the 50 MA rejection triggers. How much? 212 million in liquidations. Y'all, aren't you glad you're subscribed to this channel? Did we not see this coming? Did not Iron Dome theory presuppose this? This is just the beginning, y'all. We are heading down. Look at the Iron Dome. We looked at this at length yesterday. Look at these regression trends. This is still well above the pocket. Every 4-year cycle dome, the price action has entered the pocket. Most notably in 2022, the last one, right? Every 4 years, COVID flash crash into the pocket. 2018, that's this is the proper cycle. The one before last entered the pocket here, albeit right at the 200 weekly, but then we had the double test. It still touched the pocket. It went into the pocket, as you can see here. We're still well above, and then we had the flash crash, which was kind of like a counter trend, mid-cycle counter trend, right? Dump, flash crash, which went well below the 2100 VWAP. And then 2014 in the pocket. Here's the double test here. And 2011, of course, well into the pocket. And then before that, it's Bitcoin under $5 or whatever. We don't really have metrics that go back that far. But what concerns us today, we're above the pocket in the mitigation line of the selling climax of this second redistribution, this wedge here that got rejected off the 200 daily, is already at 60,000, which is below the 200 weekly. So the mitigation point, whenever that occurs, is already going to be in the pocket. So we'll look at the fractal. I mean, look at this, guys. Just look at this here. So this is that clear rejection, and look at the nupal in the look at the nupal line beneath the zero line. Look how the trajectory turned back down, kind of like what we saw. I don't want to pull up the old fractal. I got to go all the way back to 2022, but the same thing in the nupal, where the 90 EMA, this doesn't deviate from its trajectory. This comes down. The nupal is more finicky, right? It's more sensitive to price movement. And then you see here we had like this kind of bounce. All that was a retest of the creek line that we just fell through, right? The center of this wedge. And was also tested, which also happened to fall beneath this microtrend support line here. So the retest, remember I showed you guys how when we break structure, the price immediately wants to re-enter, and that constitutes a retest. And we see that on all time frames and with all, price action, all tradable assets. We see that in the stock market, we see it in Forex, we see it in crypto, where the price comes to retest the lost support line, whether it be support or resistance. In this case, this was a support line throughout the, from 4 up here, this bounce, and then it came down, broke it, flipped it to resistance, and now the nupal line seems to suggest, and what we've just read in the news and the current events, that things are not looking bright and sunshiny. And certainly we see that depicted in the price action. We go here. Yeah, we looked at this yesterday. Yeah, we just fell to this creek line. We are at this creek. I mean, look at this. Now this, I guess, all came about with the new Fed chair, whatever that guy's name is, who just entered in to the Fed Reserve. I don't know what the deal is. I have to read up more on it. Maybe my next video I'll go in depth into that. But remember me telling you yesterday that the price will be magnetized back down to this creek, right? That was this. You see this little flash of the 90 EMA. Now this is on the 2 hour. So all this is going to be transpiring beneath the zero line in the nupal. But we see how it fell right afterwards. See, it just retests. So we bounced at the creek. We're still at the creek, right? We haven't technically fallen through the ice yet, although I do believe we will if this holds any weight, and I think it does. It's just too precarious right now for the short-term holders. And so what happens when this gets red enough and this keeps falling, and then we see these key support lines being broken, like these creeks, which are the anchored VWAPs of the respective ranges, that induces the short-term holders, it induces incredible fear and uncertainty and doubt in them. And it just builds and builds and builds until suddenly finally they just capitulate, and they begin bailing out of their positions. They fold, or their stops get hit, and so it causes like a mass exodus from the asset, in this case Bitcoin. And so we're really going to see that come into play here soon. You guys just wait. Once we start falling through these ice lines, you're going to just see the cascading supply begin to drop, as the short-term holder, as weak hands, dumb money, people who don't listen to me, people who don't watch this, who watch the channel but think they know better. Those kinds of people who are driven by emotion and they believe everything they read in the news, they're the ones who are going to be bailing out at a loss. And so, but hopefully you learn from this and you keep your emotions in check, and get your fiat on hand to buy down, to rebuy down here in the pocket, like it's done every single 4 years. It's gone into the pocket, or at least to the, like we looked at, I think in 2018, we just kind of touched the the lip of the pocket, or the 200 weekly of wherever that was back in 2018. Remember, we looked at this here. So that means, so like certainly when this thing drops and we mitigate the selling climax, which is at 60,000, I would definitely start putting in limit buys in that area. And so between now and then, we're going to keep reading the news. Don't get spooked. Just follow the price action, the charts. Just keep an eye on these creek lines here. That, remember, we were just looking at these creek lines as we come down through the as this thing begins to distribute down. It breaks down from this rising wedge. The next creek line, remember, is around 70,000. 70,000, this is the midline. This is the line between the buy pocket, the bottom pocket, and the 200 and the 200 daily. Remember, the 200 daily is the firewall that we got, or the iron dome itself, like the outer shell of the dome. So this is going to be driven further and further away from the 200. Think of it as a wall of fire and just repelling the bulls. And the bulls have realized here that they were not, that this was impenetrable, that there's no way that they were going through it. So they retreated back to the creek. Well, this thing is going to keep coming down, snaking down. The fire is going to keep driving the bulls down, and away from it. And so remember, if we make it down to the 70,000, this is, for all intent and purposes, that's the 0.5 Fibonacci of this trading range. If we draw the trading range from the selling climax to the support line, and the automatic rally point here is the resistance, like we have in traditional Wyckoff, right? Wyckoff theory. Then this creek line is going to be somewhere in the mid-range between the selling climax and the automatic rally. And coming down off this UTAD area, which formed the rising wedge. And so if we come all the way back down to this, to the anchored VWAP, or the creek line of this range, no longer are we dealing with this top range, because we'd have already fallen through the ice at that point. And so this has been canceled out or neutralized, or whatever you want to call it, eradicated. Now we don't have to worry about it, but we still have to contend with this impending 200 daily that continues to snake down. And as the juncture of the creek, of this second creek, and the 200 daily begin to converge or come to an arrowhead, the magnetizing, remember we talked about price being magnetized, the magnetization of the 200 weekly is going to grow. This grows more and more profound as this thing falls. And so when we reach the 0.5 Fibonacci, or the creek at 70, it's just going to be so strong at that point. I believe it's just going to pull it directly down through it, kind of like what we did 4 years ago. We looked at the fractals, how it just pulled it down, and then by that point we should be in the actual buy zone, and then we can formulate like a buying plan, which I'll be doing in my Discord group. I'm not going to be doing it on YouTube. I just provide the technical analysis here on YouTube, but my actual preliminary buy points and all that, I go into detail in my Discord group. And I also look at the altcoins. So I have several altcoins that we're going to be looking at once we get down in that area. Altcoins like Aave, and also XLM. And I have about a dozen of them that I've kind of weeded through. I've gone through hundreds of altcoins, and I've come up with about 12 that I've identified super cycle kind of patterns on the logarithmic weekly, 5-day and weekly. So these are super cycle patterns, trading patterns that are amongst the blue chippers. So these aren't just like random, arbitrary, low cap to mid cap kind of unproven, untested altcoins. These are actually blue chippers that have been around long enough to develop super cycles, and which have real world utility functions like XLM and Aave and things like that. There's others, Chainlink, Bitcoin Cash, Gold, Spot, and 4 or 5 others. So that's going to be in Discord, my Discord. So if you're interested in it, check out our Discord, and you get more information there, and also get my preliminary buy points of where I'll be buying entering into Bitcoin and things like that once we get into the pocket. So, all right. And with that, I'm going to let you go. I don't want this thing to go on too long. I got stuff to do. So may God richly bless you. If you need prayer, hollapablo@gmail.com. You know the deal. Just reach out. I'm here for you. And none of what you've seen or heard here constitutes financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just some dude on YouTube. But yeah, so if any of these ideas appeal to you, this technical analysis, feel free to piggyback some of my ideas, but just make sure you do it at your own risk. Always do your own research. All right, guys. All right, I love you. Remember, hollapablo@gmail.com if you need prayer, and I will hopefully see you guys soon. Be safe in the markets. Adios. Bye-bye.